I had been waiting for this day for years. The promotion at work wasn't just a career milestone, it was validation of everything I had sacrificed: the late nights, the extra projects, the constant grind. I had imagined celebrating it with my wife, Ria, coming home to a congratulatory dinner, perhaps even a quiet toast to the future we were building together. But life, as it turns out, had a cruel sense of timing. That morning, my boss, Mr. Kapoor, called me into his office for the final discussion. I walked in, suited and prepared, excitement bubbling inside. I was nervous, but proud. The conversation started normally, with the usual small talk about my achievements. Then came the announcement: I had been promoted. Senior manager, with a significant raise, new responsibilities, and recognition that I had long hoped for. My heart swelled with pride. I barely had time to process the news before my phone buzzed. It was a message from Ria. "I'm at home. Don't be late. Special day, right?" I smiled. Of course, she would celebrate with me. That thought carried me through the day as I wrapped up projects and prepared to head home. When I arrived, the first thing I noticed was the lights on in our bedroom. Odd, considering she had texted to say she'd be waiting in the living room. Something felt off, though I brushed it aside. Maybe she had started dinner early or wanted to surprise me. I opened the bedroom door slowly. The moment I saw them, the entire world stopped. Ria, my wife, my partner of 8 years, was in our bed with Mr. Kapoor, fully entangled, unaware that I had arrived. The shock hit me in waves. Betrayal, disbelief, anger, and humiliation all at once. My hands trembled. My heart raced. I couldn't speak. Part of me wanted to yell, to confront, to throw them out, to demand answers. But another part, the part that had spent years learning patience, strategy, and self-control, took over. I backed out quietly. I didn't scream. I didn't call them out in anger. I closed the door, walked to the living room, and sat down. My mind raced, but I forced myself to breathe. Ria noticed me later when she came out, flushed, trying to fix her hair, her smile faltering when she realized I had seen everything. "Raghav, it's not what it looks like," she stammered. I looked at her calmly, my eyes steady. "It looks exactly like what it is," I said softly. My voice was quiet, but every word carried the weight of betrayal and finality. Her arrogance, her excuses, even Mr. Kapoor's attempts to justify themselves, all crumbled against my calm composure. I didn't need to yell, cry, or beg. The evidence had already spoken. I made my decision quickly, deliberately. I would not let anger dictate my actions, but I also would not allow them to control my life or my dignity. I contacted a lawyer immediately, prepared to separate my life from hers legally, financially, and emotionally. I documented every detail, every interaction, every message that hinted at her infidelity. The next few days were surreal. Colleagues whispered, friends called, unsure how to approach the situation. Ria tried desperately to manipulate the narrative, to make me feel guilty, to insist that it had been a one-time mistake, that she loved me. I remained calm. I listened, but I didn't engage in her theatrics. At work, Mr. Kapoor tried to approach me, offering explanations, apologies, even subtle attempts at persuasion. I ignored him. My promotion, once tainted by shame at the thought of my boss's betrayal, became a symbol of my resilience. I had achieved this milestone through my effort, not through deceit. Weeks later, the divorce was finalized. Custody of our pets, the financial arrangements, and my personal assets were settled. Ria moved out. Mr. Kapoor faded from the picture. And through it all, I maintained my composure, showing that betrayal cannot break someone who refuses to crumble. The hardest part, however, wasn't the legal battles or public humiliation. It was the emotional toll. I mourned the marriage I thought I had, the trust I had placed, and the life I had envisioned. But even in that sadness, there was clarity. I realized the value of patience, strategic calm, and refusing to let betrayal dictate my reaction. Over time, I rebuilt my life. My career continued to flourish. The promotion became a stepping stone to further success, and I surrounded myself with people who truly valued trust and loyalty. The memory of that day, painful as it was, became a lesson. Betrayal may strike without warning, but how you respond defines your strength. Ria's actions destroyed what we had, but my composure preserved my dignity. The boss who had betrayed me, thinking he could hide behind his position, found no leverage, and I, through calculated calm and measured response, turned what could have been my humiliation into a story of resilience and eventual triumph. Sometimes the cruelest betrayals teach the most valuable lessons, and sometimes the quietest, calmest response delivers the most devastating form of justice. Because in that moment, my promotion day, I learned that betrayal can't touch someone who has already mastered control over their own reaction.